Okay, welcome to this webinar. Thanks for joining us. Today we're going to be talking through the new TrueVIS VG2. And my name is Joe Wigsell, and I'm joined today by Rob.
Afternoon, everybody. I'm Head of Sales for Roland in the UK, and thank you for joining us.
So we're going to be taking you through some of the new features and things. But first of all, I don't know if Rob, if you could give us a quick introduction to the machine as to when this arrived and why we're going to be talking about it.
Absolutely. So the VG2 series behind us was launched about a month ago, and it's actually the third model of the TrueVIS series now. It made its debut at Sign UK last week, and actually it received a great response, not only from our staff, but also from dealers, but most importantly from all the customers that saw the machine as well.
Yes, we had a great time last week at the show, and it was pretty busy. I'd probably say that the VG2 was definitely the star of the show for us.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is, as I said, I think we counted over 40 new features or enhancements to the machine, and we picked out about 10 of our favourite or top ones, and Rob's going to talk us through them. As I said, if you've got any questions, ping them in the chat, and we'll try and answer them at the end. If we don't get round to them, we'll email you with any replies that we don't get round to. But do ask questions, and if not, we're going to try and cover off some of our favourite features. So, Rob, do you want to start us off with what's number one?
Okay, so before we start on the features, the most important thing to remember about any new printer is it's not the actual hardware on its own that makes the difference. It's that combination of the printer, the ink, and the software that comes with it that makes the complete package. So we're going to start with the ink because that's a biggie. TrueVIS 2 comes with new ink, TR2 ink, and one of the most important features of that is we have an orange ink included in the list of colors that we can now use. So as you can see from the print behind us, the quality is absolutely stunning. And not only can you use the orange ink as part of the process colors, i.e. in the image, wherever the printer needs to put it, but actually there is also a spot color library, which means that we can start to create some of those difficult spot colors, such as Pantone 021C or KTM orange, as everybody probably knows it. So you have that ability of spot oranges or process oranges wherever you need it. That itself expands the gamut of colors that the machine is able to produce. And as you can see from the print quality, of course, it makes a big difference in the oranges, but also in a lot of the vibrancy of the reds that you can achieve with this color. Orange ink, point number one, really important feature of the machine.
Everybody here has been pretty excited about it. I guess we're in the business of getting excited about things like new inks, but yeah, new orange ink, yeah, has improved the gamut, and not just the gamut, but as you said, not just the oranges, sorry, but the whole gamut, which is great.
Yeah.
Next up.
Okay. Point number two. The list of applications or list of compatible materials is significantly expanded with the TrueVIS 2 series. And actually chief among those is the cast vinyls that actually have not only been approved by us, but more importantly, the material manufacturers. So the TrueVIS 2 inks feature certification from both 3M as part of their match component system, or the MCS, but also from Avery as well as part of their ICS program. What does that mean for customers? That means that where you've got sort of larger fleet requirements, or actually tenders where companies are speccing certain materials and MCS inks as part of the production process, TrueVIS 2 and TR2 inks enable customers to go after that type of work.
Brilliant. So we've got print and cut machine. That's fantastic for doing the print only stuff with vehicle wrapping. Cool. And one more. Let's go for number three.
Okay, this is a biggie. So TrueVIS 2 inks have also been given a 6-hour outgas statement. So basically what that means is if you look at the old sort of textbook rule of thumb for solvent inks, or eco-solvent inks in this case, you need to leave them a little bit of time, usually over 24 hours between printing and laminating, so you can let those solvent gases escape. TrueVIS 2 inks, that time is now down to 6 hours. So if you print it in the morning, you can laminate it and fit it in the evening or the afternoon, and it basically offers you faster or even same day turnaround. So this doesn't just have to be for vehicle wraps or sort of any kind of laminated wrap graphics, but it can be for general sort of laminating and mounting to board. Mr. Customer or Mrs. Customer, that basically means you can get the work in faster, you can get the work out faster, you can move on to the next project and hopefully make more money.
Yeah, I think, again, that's another big one that for all of us here that everybody's pretty impressed by. So definitely turnaround times is something that every customer's wanted to be. Everybody wants everything to be quicker, faster, stronger, and it looks like that's definitely being delivered. So number 4.
Okay, we've covered the ink. We're going to move on to the next part of the synergy. So now the hardware, the actual physical nuts and bolts of the VG2. So straight away, when you look at the machine, when you get up close, you'll notice that there is a new design of the pinch rollers. So we've optimized both the material used and also the pressure. So we get increased accuracy over long runs as far as printing and also cutting jobs. But there's also another cool little feature in that the middle pinch rollers, the bit that goes through the material, are now automatically adjustable. So when you're doing print and cut jobs, the machine will lift the middle pinch rollers before it winds the printed graphics back in, which basically means if there is any slightly sort of darker areas or areas where it's a little bit more saturated and a bit wetter, you're not going to see those wheel marks going backwards and forwards through your print. Clever trickery.
Yeah. Again, that's a great feature, isn't it? Something that we've noticed already when we did our first job, watching those middle pinch rollers lift up, saving you any hassle of moving pinch wheels or anything like that. So you probably can't see on the webcam there, but you can see that. Well, you might be able to see the sort of black casing around them looks slightly different. So you do still have all those middle pinch wheels, but as Rod said, they'll automatically lift up. Right, next up.
Next one. Okay. Down at the bottom of the machine, we have a new take-up system specifically designed for TrueVIS 2. It sticks with the same dance of our system that the majority of the Roland machines use, but actually now we have a new mode. So now we have a tension mode and a slacken mode. So basically you have more flexibility to choose the right settings depending on the type of material that you want to use. And it means that over long runs especially, you can get really, really accurate rewind on your prints. What you've also got is that ability of not stretching any slightly more sensitive materials as well. So where you want to use sort of window cling materials or sort of softer vinyls, you can use the modes that enable the machine to put sort of less tension on the material. So you help keep the sort of stability and accuracy of the print.
The same great take-up, a couple of new features.
Yep.
Giving us better. Brilliant. Any more?
Well, yeah, absolutely. We've got a little sneaky one built inside there, but this one might seem small, but actually makes a huge difference, and one that our customers have been overjoyed with. We've got new media clamps. Okay, now, not only do these stay in the machine, but you can actually print and cut and sheet cut, more importantly, with the media clamps in as well. So there's no need to take the media clamps out anymore. You can leave it in, just press the button, cut the material, move on to the next job faster.
Yeah, again, I imagine it's something that many people are very happy about. We certainly are when we've seen them. You probably can't again see on the webcam, but they are just sneakily hidden there at the edges. Really easy to use. It's literally just a little push down to move them on and off the material. Otherwise, they just stay in there and you can sheet cut with them. Yeah, very, very handy new feature. All right, next part of our synergy.
Next part of the synergy is the software. So software is often overlooked, actually, but it's a really, really important part of the workflow. And it's, again, little differences that make a big difference to the usability, but also the productivity as well. So the first one we want to highlight is actually the mobile panel app. Now, you can just about see this on the iPad here or the tablet, making sure I'm not favoring anybody. Basically, what this does is recreate all of the controls that you get actually on the machine itself, but in a nice, handy tablet format. So Bluetooth on the machine talks to the Bluetooth on the tablet, and we can then do things like adjust the feed calibration, check the amount of material left on the roll, check how much ink is left in the cartridges, all from the comfort of our chair. But actually, as another real nice benefit, is if you've got quite a sort of a high turnover of staff, this is really, really easy to be able to learn how to use the machine and make those changes that make a huge difference between good quality prints and great quality prints. It's a really, really nice little app that comes as part of the package with the TrueVIS 2.
I think that's something that we've had since we've had the TrueVIS range, but has been underutilized by a lot of people, or a lot of people might not know it's there, but it's been greatly enhanced, hasn't it, in that one? There's loads of visual elements to help you work to make it much, much quicker within there, and something that I think more people will be using. Next bit.
Okay, again, flexibility of your workflow. So what you have now is not only an overcut facility. So this basically means that when you come to the corners or the box or right angles, the cut line actually goes past the edge of the artwork and then lifts up and then goes back down as a straight line. So you get more of a cross rather than actual corner where some of your designs are. So if you've ever had it where you get those little bits of vinyl still snagged in the corner, or your blade's not quite super sharp, that overcut facility helps you eliminate that and gives you a cleaner, better finish. But actually also in the cutting options, you've now got a cut then print facility as well. So for super soft materials, we can cut the artwork before we print the graphics. And that basically means that sometimes what you might have seen on materials is you get a very slight curl at the edges where the face vinyl is coming away from the backing material. That cut and print facility absolutely helps minimize that. Roland has always been well known for print and cut machines. Now we're getting known for cut and print machines as well.
Is that bring us on to the last one?
Almost our last one.
Number 9.
There we go. We're getting through. So more flexibility on your crop marks. So when you're doing longer runs, or whether you want laminated graphics, you now have a choice about how you can position the crop marks. So traditional way is that you could position crop marks fully around the outside of your designs, as you can see from the graphics here. So if you have 50 copies of the same print, you're going to get crop marks around all 50 items. Now we have a way using the custom cut facility of actually changing that, but now with a tick of a button, you have the ability of selecting the row of graphics. So you can see here now we have registration marks around each row of prints that we're going to do. So it will print a bit, cut a bit, move forward, and it then helps keep the accuracy all the way through the prints. But where you want super quality and super accuracy, we can actually now put registration marks around every single one of the designs throughout the entire length of the job. If you load a file in and you've got 200 copies to do, and it has to be absolutely accurate, you can get 200 sets of registration marks. Although it takes a little bit longer, it is amazing how accurate that machine then becomes. So flexibility over your crop marks, just another little feature built into the new TrueVIS and the new VersaWorks 6.
That's going to be really handy, especially for the guys who do a lot of lamination work. Sometimes when you put things through a laminator, that can change maybe the scale, just a bit of squash material or something like that in a hot laminator. That can really improve the accuracy. Another fantastic new feature. So that was 9, right?
I think we've actually done 10.
We've done 10.
We can throw bonus ones in if we want to, unless there's any questions.
Yeah, we picked 10, haven't we, out of, as we said, 40 plus. That we've figured out, and there's loads of little ones that we haven't mentioned, but that will make a massive difference to whoever's using the machine. One of the first things that I noticed was when we're using the machine, just how much quicker everything is. when it's setting up, the way that the small movements of the machine in between getting bits done, it's all been optimized, I guess. It makes a big difference to when you're using it day to day.
Yeah, you talk about sort of professional athletes, for example, and they all start talking about things like marginal gains. You're 1% better in lots of different ways, but you add that all up and it makes a huge, huge difference to the performance. VG2 is exactly the same. It's just that little bit better than every other print and cut machine out there. But when you add the whole thing together, you get a really powerful, really versatile, really customizable machine that fits lots and lots of different workflows and applications.
Brilliant. I think that's like a good introduction to the machine. What we'll do now is we'll jump over to see if there's any questions that are coming. Is there anything that we can answer? We'll answer a few now, and then if we miss any, we'll get back to you. But so I don't know if you guys would have heard that. Obviously, questions come in whether with the cut then print facility, whether you could split it from a cutter, cut alone, and then put it in and print only on this machine.
That's a really interesting question, and actually one that I don't, if I'm being honest, know the answer for. You can quite happily print on the TrueVIS and then using VersaWorks, load it onto a standalone GR series or GS series vinyl cutter from Roland. So this just becomes a printer and you've got a separate vinyl cutter. You can absolutely use that workflow, but I think through VersaWorks, you won't at this point be able to do cutting on a GR cutter and then load it onto here for the printing. The machine still needs to know where it is registered inside the machine, and as a result, it's intended that you cut, then print on the VG2.
That makes sense. Oh, if you put it in a cutter first and then put it in the printer, it wouldn't have printed reg marks to know where it is. So the printer needs to be part one when you're splitting the process, but it will cut and print in one process. Anything else? Not many more questions coming in. All right, no problem. Well, maybe we've answered them all immediately then with our first 10 points. If you guys do want to check out the quality of the machine or check out what your project might look like on this, you can request to get a sample from us. So what we'll do is we'll just ping up a little call to action on your screen. So you should see a little button come up the top there, which means that you'll be able to just click on that link and it'll take you to somewhere where you can request a sample. You can also book a demo with us.
Yeah, we have the machine available for demonstration at our head offices in Clevedon, just south of Bristol. But actually, there is a number of VG2s already out in the marketplace with our dealers. So dotted around the country, there is a VG2 close by. So there's lots of places to come and have a look at the machine if somebody wants to.
Yeah, but obviously a sample is great. You get something in your hand to take a look at, but seeing it in person means you can really sort of get hands-on with all those features and see them in action. It does make a big difference. As you can see, we've got ours here, so we're super happy with it. You can come down and see us here. And one more thing, actually, before we head off, is we're just gonna pop up a little survey on the screen there, which, if you wouldn't mind filling out just 3 quick questions, just to help us down the line and improve our webinar. So if you wouldn't mind just filling that out, that would be great. We'll hang on now just for a couple more minutes in case any more questions come in. If not, feel free to get in touch with us, as we mentioned at the beginning, and we'll be happy to help where possible. Thanks for joining us. And so we'll hold on for a couple of minutes, but we'll turn the mics off in between. And if not, have a great afternoon and thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.